Hi, this is Jack Downs with your intro to our camcorders, a Sony Handycam. Here is your Sony Handycam. A few things, basic things about the operation. First of all, you have to put the battery in, and make sure when you pick up the Handycam, you get the batteries. There are two battery sizes that come with it. Large one and smaller one. These batteries are kept in the cabinet with the camcorder kits, and they're kept always in a powered outlet so they can stay powered up. But you have to make sure you have the batteries when you leave with the camcorder. So you can use either battery. Of course, the larger one lasts longer and the smaller one lasts time. I'm taking the smaller one here. I'm going to put it in for you. There's a little outlet on it. Slides into the back and clips up into the camera. So the camera now has power. How do you turn the camera on? Turn the camera on with this little slider button right next to what would be the record. So we turn this little sideways to push in, and it's on. We can tell it's on because when we open up the touch screen, which is how you basically usually access the camera, there's the touch screen and it is operating. Other things to know on the outside of the camera are the zoom is on the top of the camera right here, the zoom. I'm going to suggest you always keep it zoomed out, and we'll talk more about that, or you may have already seen more about that, why we zoom with our feet, keep the camera zoomed out. Here's on this side of the camera are the outlets for the USB port. Okay, I'll close it up for now. On the front of the camera are the outlets for the mic. You can see it for the mic and for the headphones. That's right, mic and headphones on the front of the camera there, or near the front of the camera. Mic and headphones. Okay, that's about it for the outside of the camera. There is a viewfinder, which I think you will probably almost never use, the viewfinder on the front. But I'll show you more about the touchscreen and the things you can do with it. Okay, this is the touch screen of the Sony Handycam. There's a lot of information displayed here. This is the screen you're going to see while you're recording. This screen is going to allow you to check to see whether the settings that we should have are correct. Here's some of the things that you can see. You can see the amount of time left on your battery. You can see that this camera is in standby mode. In other words, it's not recording at the moment. You can see that it's in SDSP, which is what we want. Standard definition, slow play. You can see that it's using the hard drive with that disk icon. Some places in some menus that's called HDD, hard drive. We do want to use the hard drive. We don't have a memory stick in this camera. You can see that the time that is left, that's the capacity actually at the current recording settings. In other words, you could record for that long with the amount of space you have left on the hard drive. You can see that it's a 2-channel, which is correct. 2-channel. You can see that the aspect ratio is 4:3. That may be hard to see, but it says 4:3. Also, there's maybe a couple little icons down here that look like little silhouettes or little stick figures. You can ignore those. Finally, you can see that you have a button here which would get you access to other menus, and same thing on the other side. So the basic settings are correct here. You want to have SD, SP, hard drive, 2-channel sound, 4:3 aspect ratio. Now, let's imagine that you've confirmed that and you're all set and you want to do a recording. Well, let's go ahead and do a recording. I can record with a button near the on-off or right here by pushing that button. And now it's recording. In fact, let me put my hand in front of it, do a little recording, and then I'm going to stop it by pushing the start-stop button again. So I did a little recording. What if I want to view it immediately, which isn't a bad idea? Of course, you'd have your headphones on so you could hear it too. If I use this button that looks like play down here, it's going to take me to my last recorded things. And here is one that's all set right now. I have a recording ready to go. And what happens if I click on it? And now it's recording. In fact, let me put my hand in front of it, do a little recording, and then I'm going to stop. So that was my recording. I could do other things here, like delete it or so on, but that's much better done with the camera plugged in with the USB to the computer. You have instructions for how to do that, so that I'm not going to go through that with you. Let's go back. I'm going to click on the camera icon. Go back to my screen. One thing you'll see on the screen I didn't mention is that there's a grid. I like to have this grid on and suggest it be on the cameras. You can find the grid in the camera settings if you need to put it on or want to take it off. Let's imagine, though, that you do want to change, or you have to change a camera setting because something is wrong. I click on the Home key, brings me to the Home menus. Movie settings is where most of the things are, but you see that we're on this fifth tab over here. Most everything we deal with is on the fifth tab. Changing to the hard drive is on this fourth tab. So I click on the fourth tab. You can see Movie Media Set is using the hard drive. Click on this one over here. Movie Settings is where most of our stuff is. Sound settings also, though. Let's go to Movie Settings. In Movie Settings, I could change the audio mode. If I needed to change it back to 2-channel, I can change record mode. You'll see that in your settings list also. And if I go down through these menus, I see one called Guide Frame. That's the frame I was talking about that you see on the screen. So this is how you get access to those menus. You shouldn't have to change these unless you see that something is wrong and needs to be changed when you look at the screen to begin with. Go back again, back to the camera, close that up. Okay, so that's how you navigate through these menus. It takes a little bit of getting used to. Should you have to go into them, you shouldn't have to go into them too much. Also, as I said, I think you're going to use the touch screen almost completely for starting and stopping recordings, for viewing the recordings, and not the viewfinder, although there is a viewfinder there. Okay, that's your basic instruction on the Sony Handycam. One last thing I want to tell you, though. If you leave the Handycam on for too long, without any action, without doing anything, the screen will go dead and the camera will go off. You can open and close the screen or just start and stop it again with the start button. It's sort of like a power saver mode that it goes into. So don't think that it's broken or the battery's dead. It just shuts itself off if there's no activity for a certain length of time.